More reports coming out confirming interest in Dalot from Bayern Munich. We also know Real Madrid have some interest, but their focus is on Trent. And as discussed a few videos ago, Manchester United could sell Dalot. They could cash in. Now, interestingly, we've been linked to Frimpong again recently. We've also been linked to Kender heavily, and it feels like United could bring Kender in. But Frimpong does feel like a potential Dalot replacement. Other links include Morgan Gibbs-White, who is a good ball carrier and would probably suit that 10 role quite well at United. We're also going to talk about the Sociedad squad because two youngsters from the academy have been called up to the Sociedad squad. Two youngsters not been called up much yet. Injury latest, Yoro Agate, what you need to know. We'll speak about Rashford, Pogba, and of course, Manchester United scored and predicted starting 11 for the Real Sociedad game tonight. And guys, I'm nervous. This is a huge game for me. If we lose this, the season is over in March. Now, the season's been over a while, but at least we've got one thing to hang on to, that thing to hang on to. So for me, it's important we win. But let's get into the video. Bayern Munich have set their sight on Diogo Dalot as one of the main options to strengthen the right back position in the upcoming season. Now, this was said by Ficheas, and I never quote Ficheas because they are gutter-tier source of information and not credible. They are the son of Spain. But I'm including this because there's been multiple reports saying the same thing. There was more reliable reports coming out of Germany last week to confirm Bayern's interest in Dalot. It was also said via Team Talk, what has particularly impressed Bayern boss Vincent Kompany along with Rao is Dalot's consistency and adaptability. Qualities like that make him a top target for European clubs. Now, as I've said before, Dalot is a good player. He's technically good, he's physically good, he's got a good fitness record. The only injury he had was the one he sort of got around in the World Cup. He's very solid defensively, good at progressing the ball. He's just not the best in the final third at crossing the ball. And when you're a wing back, you've got to be better at that. But he's a good fullback. And if you play a back four, he's a very good fullback and a good system. And he proved that. He was our player of the year last year. Let's not, just because he's been pretty crap this season, let's not forget he was player of the year last year and what he showed. So there's going to be interest in Dalot. Now, we're not going to get the best out of Dalot at Manchester United. He's one of the players that will suffer because of Amorim's system. So you keep Dalot for another year. He depreciates in value because he doesn't suit the system and he doesn't do as well next year. Or we sell him in the summer where there's a bit of interest in him. He's still young and we can get a bit of money for him. Even though there's players we need out this club more than Dalot, because Dalot is better than a lot of players in this club, you'd look at this as an opportunity to cash in on Dalot with the interest there. And it could be one to watch. And I think Manchester United, if they can get a replacement, would do this. We know they looked at Kender, but they probably want someone more experienced. And one player linked is Frimpong. Manchester United have rekindled their interest in Bayer Leverkusen's Jeremy Frimpong, with Team Talk reporting that the Dutch international was firmly on the radar ahead of a summer move. Now, interestingly, in January 2023, just after the World Cup, we tried to get Wan-Bissaka out and Frimpong in, but we couldn't get rid of Wan-Bissaka. And Wan-Bissaka before the World Cup had only played about 4 minutes under Erik ten Hag. He just wasn't a big fan of Wan-Bissaka. To be fair to Wan-Bissaka, he got on, he didn't complain and anything like that. But anyway, we couldn't get Wan-Bissaka out, and Wan-Bissaka ended up being quite good once he came into the squad. And that meant that we didn't get Frimpong. But we almost signed Frimpong 2 years ago, and we've always had interest in Frimpong. But then in the summer, we thought he's been more of a wing-back now at Bayer Leverkusen. We'll go for Mazraoui. Now, we do need wing-backs. And Frimpong, well, he's a wing-back. I don't know if he comes to Manchester United in the state that we're in and where we finish. I don't know what our pool will be like. It's going to be harder to bring people in if we're not in Europe. But this is definitely going to be a deal to watch. We've also been linked to Morgan Gibbs-White. And again, this has come from Ekram Konar, who keeps linking us to players every single day. So I feel like he's probably just linking us to anyone for clicks at this rate. So I will say that because I feel like he's linked us to about 60 players in the last 30 days. But we have been linked to Morgan Gibbs-White before. And there has been confirmed interest in Morgan Gibbs-White from reliable sources, which is why I'm including it. He says that Liverpool, Arsenal and United are among clubs showing an interest in the potential transfer for Nottingham Forest midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White suits the 10 role in Amorim's system. Morgan Gibbs-White is a good ball carrier, he's a good athlete, he's a good creator. He suits the 10 role. My preference is Cunha because I think Cunha's a little bit more attacking minded and Morgan Gibbs-White is attacking, but I think Cunha's more forward-esque, and I'm thinking of the power and the forward line. But I do think Morgan Gibbs-White would be a good addition, a good signing for United, depending on the fee. But Nottingham Forest set to be in the Champions League, we probably won't be. I can't see him leaving Forest. Or if he does leave Forest, I can see Forest demanding a lot of money. But I like Gibbs-White. Let me know your thoughts down below on Gibbs-White. Could be one to watch. So let's get into the team news. So Ruben Amorim has given an update on team news. It's too soon for Mason Mount to be in the Sociedad squad today. Lenny Yoro is out, and Maguire cannot play this one, but we hope to have Maguire back for the Leicester game. Manuel Ugarte will be back in the squad. Ruben Amorim was then asked whether Yoro's injury is long-term, and he said, no, it's not a long-term injury. He can't play this game and the other game. So there's a hope that Lenny Yoro will be back after the international break. There's a hope that Maguire will be back for the Leicester game before the international break, and Mason Mount will likely be back after the international break if he doesn't get injured again. So that's a bit of a boost there, because Mason Mount is another option in the 10s, because we've only got the 4 players. It's Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund. Garnacho, Xerxes, and Højlund are the only 3 attackers, actually, and Chido's so young. So Mount gives us another option in the 10, which is great. But yeah, it's too soon for him just yet, which is annoying. But I'm hoping we can get past Sociedad, because then we should have a few players back, like Ugarte, Collier should be much fitter, Mason Mount, for whoever we'd have in the next leg. I can't remember who we play in the next leg. But yeah, continuing on. So who's actually been added to the squad ahead of the Real Sociedad game? Manchester United have added Tyler Fredrickson and James Scanlon to the Europa League B list for the Europa League squad tonight. So they've added them to the list. They were also spotted in training, Scanlon. Fletcher was also in training. So they could be included in the squad tonight, considering they've been added to the B list. It feels like they probably will be included in the squad tonight. And I like Scanlon. He actually scored first team goals for Gibraltar. I like Jack Fletcher. Whether Amorim's going to bring them on the pitch is another question. But to have some good options on the bench and potential for youngsters to play is always exciting. Now, I want to get into my starting lineup prediction for Manchester United versus Real Sociedad. I'm just moving my mic over here while I sort of type and add stuff in. So hopefully this doesn't affect the sound. But going into sort of the centre backs, I think Lindelof will start central centre back again, and I think De Ligt will be right centre back here. Now the big question is, will he go with Aiden Heaven as left centre back, or will he go with Mazraoui as left centre back? I think he's going to go with Mazraoui as the left centre back. And the reason for that is purely because we know that Amorim still doesn't really like to play youth. Even though Heaven's been impressive, he likes to play it safe. He doesn't really like to throw in the youth. So I think with Dorgu being back, this will likely be the lineup of Dalot, Dorgu as the fullbacks. I think Mazraoui will go left centre back with Yoro injured, which is a shame because I think Aiden Heaven's been great, but you can understand why he might not want to take that risk, even though Aiden Heaven hasn't put a foot wrong. I don't know. I have a feeling Casemiro could still play this one because he was quite good in the first leg, but I'm going to go with Ugarte and I'm going to go with, believe it or not, Casemiro. I have a feeling he could play Ugarte and Casemiro together because maybe he'll want Bruno higher up. Maybe he'll go Xerxes and then Højlund. I think he could either do this, but then I thought Garnacho had his best game actually versus Arsenal under Ruben Amorim. He could do something like that. But he sometimes does prefer Garnacho coming off the bench, or we'll get Garnacho, and I feel like Ugarte would start and Bruno. I feel like it could be that. I feel like that would probably be my prediction if I was going to go safe bet. But there's a part of me that thinks, could he try Ugarte and Casemiro together? Let me know your predicted lineup down below. I'd love to see Aiden Heaven in the squad, but I just don't think he's going to start. I just wanted to talk about some other things as well. Marcus Rashford had a really good game yesterday for Aston Villa. He is looking back to his best, and I have a feeling Aston Villa would be ready to drop 40 million on Rashford. Anthony's looking good at Real Betis, and it's really good that Anthony and Rashford are looking good at their clubs because that means there's more chance of those clubs going and buying those players, which means we have them funds to spend in the summer on replacements because we let Rashford go, we let Anthony go, and we're stupid enough not to replace them, which has put Ruben Amorim in this bad position. And while I think Marcus Rashford is better than everything that we've got, the club don't want him. Amorim doesn't want him. They want to sell him. So we need to make sure he does well at Villa to get the highest fee to sell him. Same with Anthony. Fabrizio Romano did say, despite all the rumours in recent weeks that Pogba could return to United, nothing is decided. Pogba is waiting for an opportunity. So Pogba's available, but no one's acted on that opportunity to bring in Paul Pogba yet, despite him being available. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on sort of all the Manchester United news and topic that's been going about today. I'm nervous for today. We don't have a good record against Spanish sides. The last time we lost in the Europa League was Real Sociedad, I believe. Do you know what it is about Spanish sides? Is they always get lucky ref decisions against us. We always get shafted by VAR when we play a Spanish side, which worries me. But I really want to win tonight because I think if we win tonight, we can win Europa. I almost feel like this will be our hardest game. Let me know your thoughts down below. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching today's video. See you next time. Bye.